Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire. Well, it is good to be home, back in the cool climate of Scotland. The sun's coming out. There has been a lot of rain overnight, so I'm hoping that's going to help, but I've got some virgin fields right here. Never been detected. Another new permission, so I'm doing pretty well on the permissions at the moment. Done a little bit of research. There is a scheduled monument in this field at the opposite end, way over in that direction, which dates to the Bronze Age and also into the Iron Age. So around about 4,000 to about 2,000 years old. It's the remnants of an old settlement and an old cemetery as well, so we'll give that a wide berth. I'm not going to go anywhere near it. However, behind me there's a flat terrace, and on that terrace is a crop mark which is not scheduled, and it's described as an enclosure. It's rectangular in shape and it's quite big. It's about 200 metres by about 50 metres. So maybe an old farmstead, medieval, maybe even Iron Age, you never know. So that's where I'm going to head first. So let's see if there's any treasures to be found. And I should add, it's just me today. So far, messaged the boys, but so far they're all pretty busy. I am still running on 0.71 version. Just watch this load up, version 0.71. I've got the 13-inch coil on. This field is just being harvested. It's actually only half done. The farmer's given up yesterday because of the heavy rain. However, I'm going to give it a go. So we're going with headphones, and I'm going to go with a deep program again, which I've got to do a separate video on this. Oh, for some reason my coil isn't logged on, so I'll need to fix that in a second. Right, so yeah, there you go. That is what I'm aiming to do, and I'll do a video separately on the deep program, which I got off Gary at the XP Skills School. Right, let me get the coil logged in and let's see what we can find. There is a huge amount of iron in this field, massive amount of iron. Literally every step you're taking there's a bit of chatter coming through. I've had a bit of a play about with the settings to try and cut out some of the iron, but this program I'm using, the basis of it is a relic mode, which is all metal. Anyway, we've finally got a digger. A very high tone, 56, 57, hammered on the first hole. Nope, aluminium, or tin by the looks of it. What's that? That's it, tin foil. Bit of gold and a bit of silver, all in one. Well, I always film the first. At last, a non-aluminium target. It's a wee fragment of lead, but so far, 45 minutes in, 3 tin cans, half a dozen bits of tin foil, and now a bit of lead. Well, at least it isn't complete junk. Okay, fiddled about with the settings a wee bit more, try and quieten the machine down a wee bit. I'm just on the outskirts of this enclosure, and we've got a very high pitch 89.91. Sounds a bit too good to be honest. I mean, could be a Georgian coin, but I think it's maybe going to be a big bit of aluminium. Or worse. Ah, it's stony. Stone. It's better. It's out. Well, thank God for that. It's way up at 99 now. I think it's going to be junk. Maybe even a bottle top. Nope, what's that? Oh, it's a thimble. I'll tell you what, it could be silver. Oh, it's in great condition. I tell you what, it could be a silver one. I haven't had a silver thimble in ages, but I think it might be. It's got the colour to it. Well, that would be amazing. Right. Wow. There you go, sounded too good to be true. Well, it wasn't too good to be true. You beauty. So, practically on the hour mark, and we've come up trumps. Well, I've got my spray bottle, which I filled before I went to Detectival, and I haven't used, so it's filled to the brim. Went away to Detectival, didn't have to clean a single find, because I didn't find anything, pretty much. Oh, that is silver. It has to be silver. Look at the colour of it. Look at the colour. I think there might be a little... Maybe a little... what do you call it? Oh, what is the word I'm looking for? You know the little mark you put on silver. What do they call it? Assay mark? I don't know. I don't know. The excitement has got to me. Where is Leslie's wee tool? That is amazing that in a ploughed field, an agricultural field, that can survive in relatively good shape. Fantastic. Fantastic. Silver thimble. Let's give it a wee clean out. Well, it's in surprisingly good condition. Right, I'm going to give this a wee wash off camera, and then I'll get right back to you. Well done, John. I'm proud of myself. Well, how about that? Silver is the first decent find. Now, it has got marks. You can just see them along here. So it is a sterling silver thimble. My guess is probably Victorian. Put it somewhere about 1830 through to 1900, give or take. It's got that sort of floral design at the bottom. And you can see in places the silver coming through pretty strong. It's a heavy wee thing. It really is a heavy wee thing. I'm sorry for my fingers. I managed to stab myself several times yesterday with a screwdriver while trying to play with my central heating system. But that is silver. The first good find, 1 hour in. And that's the first silver thimble I've had probably in over a year. So there you go. Normally get a thimble once a month, but it's very rare that they're silver. Fantastic. Well, it's a fair size, and they're quite common finds in the field. I'm told that people wore them when they were bagging up the crops, sewing up the sacks and so on, but also something about when they were stacking hay or doing something with hay as well. Apparently they would sometimes wear thimbles, but let me know your interpretation of why. But that is a brilliant find. Over the moon. Delighted. I wish I could show you the landscape around here, but it would give away my position, which I'm always wary of doing. But look at this beautiful terrace here. So you've got a slope off to the left, you've got a great big mound, so you can get it in, off to the right hand side there. So this little valley here is absolutely perfectly protected from the weather. You can see the terrace there running left to right and running towards me. So I got the thimble just on the edge of the terrace, and it's just the perfect place. It's above the floodplain, which is off to our left hand side, the river. And it's a lovely little hollow, a little depression, just the perfect place to build a little house or a little village. And it's also where that crop mark enclosure is, and it's pretty big. So fingers crossed, maybe something of antiquity is going to come out. I've got a signal right here. I'll just put you back in the holder and we'll have a look. In the fields immediately around me, absolute stacks of history. The field just over the road from where I am has got a couple of standing stones in it, which are from the sort of Neolithic Bronze Age era, about 4,000 to 3,500 years ago. There's, as I say, burials in this field that have been found historically back in the 1850s, 1900s. There's a settlement and all that area is scheduled. I'm not going to go anywhere near it, but we've got the enclosure where I am, which is not scheduled. And then the neighbouring fields over, we've got a Roman road, we've got a medieval fort. Both those fields haven't been harvested yet. But right here, we have got an ear blowing 62. So to have 4,000 years of human history on my doorstep certainly gives you hope for an ancient discovery. Oh, it's out. Is it out? It is out. So yeah, it gives you hope. So far a silver thimble, but you know, I'm pretty delighted with that. Well, that is not Iron Age or Bronze Age, that is just a piece of copper. Purpose unknown. Okay, we got another digger. $82, $83, it's a bit of a dog's dinner, but it's been quiet, so we'll give it a go. Stranger things have happened. Still in the hole, but there was an iron target there as well. So, take two. Still there. One more, and then we'll pinpoint. We're out. And it's an 83 still. Bit of lead, bit of copper. Don't think it's going to be a coin, it's too erratic. Ah, it's a bit of. Well, for a wee second there I thought it's a fragment of an axe, but, well, it's some sort of fairly solid piece of metal. Like a copper alloy. Decoration? Don't think so. Pretty square edge on it, so I'm going to say agricultural machinery. Can't see any sort of decoration on there, but still, it's a thing. It's better than tin cans, which is all I've been getting recently. Good. On to the next. And good separation as well with that iron there too. It's always the way. You get a target. Well, I've had multiple. There's clearly been a berry farm on this site previously, because I've found quite a number of the galvanised sort of fittings that you get for the poles where they put the big tents up to grow raspberries and strawberries under. And they're coming through like 76, 77. Just had two, got a third signal and didn't film it, and it's not one of them. So it's a round thing, a ring thing maybe. And it looks a bit green, so it looks a wee bit coppery. Now, is it? Oh no, it might not be. It might actually be solid. You know, it's a thing. Let's get the old les brush out. Let's have a wee look at it. It could be, initially I thought maybe it's a tarpaulin loop, but not if it's, let's get you in the shot, not if it's going to be solid. Well, there you go, there's an imprint for you. Well, it's pressed, so it's not massively old, but what is it? Let's get the brush part on it and see. It's copper, so it's some sort of maybe pressed decorative thing. You can see it's got these little lugs. Let's straighten that out. Oh no, I just kind of snapped it. But well, it's got these little lugs on it. There's another one just there. Two there. There's a third one there. Look, it's bent over. Let's just gently straighten it out. We know it's not ancient Roman, so don't worry, I'm not going to cause it any severe damage to some ancient artefact. But yeah, there we go. It's some sort of copper pressed item with a loop that I've just broken off. I don't know, maybe even some sort of cap for something, but who knows. Anyway, it's probably what you would call junk. I am right in the heart of this enclosure, and you can see it's a great big flat terrace. It's almost like a little miniature valley. Well protected from the elements. I'm standing practically slap bang in the middle of it. I mean, who knows? Could be hundreds, could be thousands of years old, and all I'm finding is tin cans. But right here, maybe, just maybe, $79.80. Let me get this back in the holder and we'll have a look. Right, $79.80. right about there. Oh, it's nice and soft. Don't think it's going to be particularly deep. We're out. First spadeful. I hope it isn't another one of these polytunnel brackets, but it doesn't have the irony tone. Oh, there it is. It might be lead. It is lead. Well, it could be a saddle badge. It could be a saddle badge. Right. I'm all tangled up here. Hang on a second. Get that out of the way. Right. Get the brush and let's have a wee look. Let's have a wee look. Feels a bit weird being out detecting on your own when the last time I was out there were thousands of people here. So if it's a saddle badge there might be a maker's mark on it, in which case it might give away the game where I am, but we'll see. Well, it's lead. It's kind of got a circular shape to it there, hasn't it? Almost like a circle, maybe even a dot in the middle. Could it be? That can't be a button, it's too big. Oh, we've got something on it. Oh, we've definitely got something on it. Oh, yes. Yes. Well, that's different. That is different. That's like I don't know, some sort of symbol. Try and just get the mud out. It is lead, so I don't want to wet it because it might all fall apart. But there you go. Well, that's something, isn't it? I don't know what. It's very thin. Surely too thin to be a weight. But it's like a letter I, almost with an anchor coming off it. 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. Well, what do we think of that? Well, it's a lot better than a tin can, I'll tell you that much. But how old is it? It's a bit of a mystery find, that. It's surely too big to be a bag seal. I don't see any signs of where a thread or a piece of string's gone through, so I don't think it's a bag seal. A weight, well, it weighs about maybe 1/4 of an ounce. Something like that, about sort of 7 or 8 grams, thereabouts maybe. But, well, it's interesting. It's interesting, but I've no idea what it is. So it's going to be one for the archaeologist to look at. But yes, don't see anything on that side. I mean, could it be a saddle badge? Just looks a bit different. So let me know in the comments below. Finally, a good find that isn't made of aluminium. We could have a Georgian coin. 96, 97, or even a bit of silver, or a bottle top. Or none of the above. Try again. We're out, I think. Yeah, we are out. Right. Come on, give me a coin. Please. Not that I haven't done too badly. Oh, we're in here. We've got a clod. Oh no, wait. Oh wait. Oh, we've got a coin. We've got a coin with a worm on it. We've got two worms. Have we got an imprint? Oh, get you in the shot. Yeah, it's not really coming off. It's a bit wet. The ground from last night's rain. Well, the long-awaited coin. It's a funny looking coin. It's quite shiny. Maybe not very old. It's not very old. But it is pre-decimal. God, it's very shiny around the edges. Look. Maybe been tumbling around when the farmer's been at it. Well, it's a long-awaited coin. I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm in an enclosure that could be thousands of years old. I mean, I was hoping for something with a wee bit more age to it, but it's actually Elizabeth II. It's Elizabeth II, and it's a pre-decimal penny. It's probably going to be 1970s or something. 60s. It is 60. 61. 61. Let's get the bendy thumb on it. Oh, well, it has got a funny wee patina, look at that. It's obviously not amazingly valuable. Oh, it's not 61, it's 67. Well, a very important year in football history. In fact, in European, British football history. There's Elizabeth looking to the right, a wee bit crusty up here. But that's Queen Elizabeth II, looking very young. She took the throne in 1952 and 1967, so she's been on the throne for 15 years. And a football club, or a soccer club as you would say in the US, from Glasgow won the greatest soccer or football tournament for club football in the world. They won the Champions League, as it's now called, but back then it was called the European Cup. And a team from Glasgow by the name of Celtic, who travelled to Lisbon. They became known as the Lisbon Lions because they played in Lisbon. They played against AC Milan. And they conceded a goal in the first 7 minutes. 8 minutes, AC Milan went 1-0 up through a penalty. And Milan, Italian football back then, a lot like today, were known for their ability to just drop back and defend. But that allowed Celtic, who played an incredible attacking style of football, to absolutely bombard the Italian goal. They took something like 39 shots on target. They hit the crossbar twice. Their goalkeeper made something like 15 saves, but Celtic scored 2 goals. And they won the European Cup. They became the first British club in history. Managed by a very famous Scottish manager called Jock Stein. And the amazing thing about the team, Celtic, was that they were entirely Scottish. And I think that's the only occasion ever when a British team have won with a team entirely from their own country. So there you go, they were all born within 30 miles of the football club in the east end of Glasgow, Parkhead. So there you go, a wee penny. It's been a long time coming. That's about 3.5 hours I've been going for. And that's 3 good finds, so it's been a good day. Let's see if we can find anything else. Talk about getting your heart racing when you see that emerge from the ground. It's another piece of foil. Gold. Please, please, please. Not aluminium. Oh, stony. Might be a bullet casing, I think, there. Right there. That is indeed. That is a bullet casing. Don't think it's particularly old. Nope, it's pretty shiny. It's a 243. 243 with a great big dimple where the firing pins hit it. Not particularly old. I'm guessing probably less than 20 or 30 years. But better than a tin can. It's kind of like being back at Detectival, an hour and 15 minutes without a single target. 67, 68. Well, at least I can dig the ground. Come on, something good. Can't believe I haven't had a button, to be quite honest with you. But, no pun intended, but, button, you get it? What's that? Nope, that's a stone. Oh, well, that's green. I'll tell you what, it could actually be a button. What is that? That could be a button. It is a button. I don't believe it. Well, what about that for a 6 cents? It's a button. It is a button. My God, you can't make it up. Right, let's get the old Les brush out. Poke the mud out there. It is a button. It's a button. You beauty. Well, it's been a long time coming. But it's a little copper button. I don't see any decoration on it. It looks like a plain one, but it's a pretty big substantial loop on there. And that is going to be surely Georgian, but could be earlier. I'm reckoning it's probably 1700s, but you know, could push to 1600s. It's very thin with a big established loop. So there you go, I reckon that's going to be 300 years old, but could be older. So that is a good sign. Again, it's been a bit quiet, but we're in with a real high signal. 99. Solid 99. Another silver thimble. Maybe a bottle top, I think, to be honest. But now it's 1991. Georgian coin. Well, in fact, I can see something there that is green, and it's a thing. Ah, look at it is. Look what it is. It's another cat's eye off the road. You all identified one of these for me off another field earlier in the year. So this is these go down the middle of the road, so that at night time you can see where the lanes kind of, you know, opposing directions, where the middle is. There you go. It looks like the all-seeing eye of Sauron or something like that, but apparently it's a cat's eye. Well, we are close to a road, so that would make sense. That's me right on the western edge of this enclosure, so let's see what we get here. 67, 69, and a stone, and another stone, and another stone. Oh my goodness. There we go. We got there in the end. Maybe another button. Or a bit of lead. We're out. 67, 69, still the readout. Is that? Nope, that's a stone. Oh, there we go, it's round. It's round, it's chunky, and it is a button. It's a 4-holer. It's a 4-holer. Have we got any lettering on it? The sun's coming out, it's getting quite hot. It's like being back at Detectival again. Well, it's a 4-hole, but I don't see anything. So, probably 50, 100 years old, give or take. But it's a find. Okay, slowly making my way downhill, and probably 20, 30, 40 minutes, and that'll be me finished for today. Pretty erratic. 81. Not particularly deep, I don't think. Sounds a wee bit irony. We might have yet another berry tunnel clip. No, we don't. We've got something green. I was going to say it's an ancient bracelet, but it's not. It's some sort of coppery fencing something. It's funny though, it's got flat terminals at either end, but it's round for the other parts. That's strange, isn't it? Well, it'd be nice if it was some ancient object, but I don't think so. But let me know in the comments below. Well, folks, I'm going to leave it there. That was about 4.5 hours that I managed there. The sun's come out. It's not quite Detectival hot yet, but it's getting there. But I'm glad I managed it before it got too hot. So let's have a wee look at what we managed to find today. There you go. There are some of the highlights of today. We've got a 1 penny of Queen Elizabeth, pre-decimal. 1D, 1 old pence, 1967. We've got a bullet casing from a 243. Random piece of big, heavy, bronzy, coppery something. Couple of buttons, probably 100, 150 years old. This one is the oldest. Let's move you into the light a wee bit better, but I think that's going to be Georgian, probably 1700s, but could be older, could be 1600s. No decoration that I can see. Yet another cat's eye. Wondering how on earth these all end up in the fields. I'm supposing maybe thrown off the road by a car, or just when they're resurfacing the road, they just throw them over the fence. And they get pulled around by the plough. Random piece of metal, random piece of, don't know what that is. Pretty thin, but pressed not particularly old. This is interesting. Oh, move that out of the way. This is a wee bit interesting because it's got these flat ends on it, these flat terminals, and also the fact that it's a greeny copper colour. You know, if it was all rolled, then that would be a different story. But just the fact that it's flat at either end, you do wonder. And then this interesting little piece of lead. If anyone recognises that symbol, then let me know. It's not a swastika, but it's not too dissimilar from it. But yeah, interesting. And then lastly, find of the day, I think, for me. Silver is always welcome, but silver thimble, and also the fact that it's not squashed, that it's not crushed. I'm pretty happy with that. So there you go, not bad for 4.5 hours. Certainly a lot more than I got at Detectival. Well, it's nice to be back on the fields of Perthshire. If you like what you see and you're not already subscribed, then hit the button and give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you've got any suggestions for any of the finds. And yeah, just nice to be home after Detectival. Nice to be able to metal detect without sweating to death. So yeah, also weird being out on my own after being around the best part of 2,000 people for 3 days, but there we go. Right, I'm hoping I've got some days off over the next few days, and if so, then hopefully I'll be out on the medieval church site if the farmer has finished harvesting. So stay tuned, and hopefully I'll see you on the next dig. Take care, and thanks for watching. Ah, there we go. Tin can, as suspected. I don't believe it. Well, I did say too good to be true. Yet another tin can. Just in case it's a Bronze Age axe head, I've got to make sure I get it on camera. And it's a tin can. Well, one day it'll be a Bronze Age axe head. Here's hoping. This time it's Prince's sardines in a smoky barbecue sauce from Portugal. High in omega-3. Come on, be a coin. No more aluminium. Ah, unbelievable. Honestly, I'm filling my memory up with tin cans. But I have to keep on filming, just in case it isn't a tin can. 86, 87. Come on, oh, for goodness sake. This time, 53, 54. Didn't sound great, sounds better now it's out. Might be the dreaded aluminium. It is, I don't believe it. I'm going from tin foil, aluminium to tin foil, and then back again. Oh, lead or copper? Oh, tin can, I don't believe it. 82, 83 this time. Does sound a bit tinny. But we've got to dig it. We have got to dig it. Some amount of junk in this field. I think the people who pick berries are they just use cans and bury them. They don't know what a dustbin is for. Oh, there's a big stone down here. Well, I've loosened off the big stone, so let's get that out of the way and see what happens. Well, there's our target. More aluminium. Darn. Maybe a wee good find right at the death. 81, 82 under the straw. Move it out the way. 81. Come on. Another good find. Another good target just to finish us off for the day. There it is, I think. It is. It's another tin can just to add to the collection of 400 that I've got already.